The big story on 8 p.m. The valley remained tense as massive stone pelting and clashes took place at Srinagar's Lal Chowk area. Really unfortunate this time that students in their uniform were caught on camera pelting stones at the security forces. Their anger was directed at the police action at a college in Pulwama in which around 50 students were injured.
Clashes, protest, violence and massive stone pelting. This is Srinagar's Lal Chowk, where students in uniform were caught on camera pelting stones at the security forces. The clashes turned violent as security forces fired tear gas shells to disperse of stone pelters protesting against police action on students of Pulwama College.
Yet another development in the viral videos case. The J&K police has now filed an FIR in one of these videos. In this particular video, security forces can be seen firing at a stone pelter who is falling down right on the spot. A lot of people were criticizing the government and the security forces for this particular video as well.
Army sources tell India Today that strict action will be taken against stone pelters. The pelters will be warned first, and then if they don't stop, the security forces will fire for effect.
हमारे जवान जो हैं वहाँ पर फूल लेके खड़े हो जाए और वो जो है वो गोली बंदूक और पत्थर फेंकते रहें, ये संभव नहीं है। और अगर कोई अलगाववादी मानसिकता के साथ इस तरह की हरकत करेगा तो उसको जवाब मिलेगा।
Government is there to deal with that. Our central government as well as state government, they are doing their best to control the situation. It's a tactics of the terrorists. It's a tactics of Pakistan. So definitely they are going to be defeated.
As the valley remains tense, Army has also ordered an internal probe into the youth being used as a human shield. With Shuja ul Haq in Srinagar, Bureau Report, India Today.
In fact, earlier there was considerable outrage over an army officer, company commander, deciding to make an example of a stone pelter by tying him to the bonnet of a jeep. After all that outrage, the government has taken cognizance, but the topmost legal officer of the government has sided with the army, saying that it was an extreme circumstance and the only objective at the time was to save lives.
Sir, you defended the fact, in fact argued the fact in the Supreme Court that the powers of the army and security forces under AFSPA should not be curtailed. How do you defend that position, especially in the light of recent developments that are seen?
Look, whether it's the Northeast or whether it is J&K, both are volatile frontiers, both have militants coming from across the border, and as I said earlier, they look the same as us. So it is not possible to make out that is a militant of a foreign race. Now, if you are in that situation, and these situations have been there for the last 25 years, 30 years, the security of the nation, the sovereignty of the nation, the security of the people, security of democracy is at stake. If these things are not controlled properly, then I'm sorry, we'll be in a soup. So the procedure we use, as I told you, is to first use a hailing service to disperse the crowd. Then you can use water cannons, you use rubber bullets, you use gas grenades, you use chili grenades, then you may have to use a pellet gun.
So very specifically talking about a human shield, that's clearly barred in international law and practices, even in conflict areas.
Now look, if you're talking about the specific case, several hundred people surrounded a polling booth. The polling booth must have had about 20 people inside. The election commission officials, J&K police and CRPF. Now if hundreds of people surround a booth, God knows what will happen to a booth, right? The booth or voting is a symbol of democracy. So an SOS was sent to the army. The army sent a major, I think, with some people. When he went there, he realized the level of the crowd was huge. On the spur of the moment, he thought that the best thing was to diffuse the situation by putting one of those people in the jeep and drive. And since that happened, the pelting didn't happen. So at times, difficult situations, peculiar situations may require a peculiar reaction. And if the reaction didn't kind of kill anybody, so what is this big hullabaloo about?
Well, the Delhi Crime Branch has now booked Shashikala's nephew and AIADMK Deputy General Secretary TTV Dinakaran and will quiz him in Chennai tomorrow. Dinakaran has been booked for paying bribes to the tune of 60 crore rupees for the Two Leaves logo. He was booked after police nabbed Sukesh Chandar, the middleman who promised TTV that he would influence the Election Commission so that the symbol is accorded to the AIADMK faction led by Dinakaran, all for a sum of 60 crores. In addition to 1.3 crores was already seized from his hotel room, apart from a Mercedes and a BMW. Dinakaran is in fact in Bengaluru now in an attempt to try and meet his aunt Shashikala.
We're joined by Mr. TTV Dinakaran, who is in the eye of a storm at this point. Mr. Dinakaran, what do you have to say about these allegations? They're saying that you're in touch with someone called Sukesh Chandrasekhar, that you allegedly paid him to get the two-leaf symbol.
See, the person whom I don't know, whom I ever met or ever seen, how can I give money to him? And moreover, today we have filed for adjournment petition. Adjournment, because we have to file our affidavit, so we need more time. For that only we have filed petition in the Election Commission. How can we pay for this and all? No,
the crime branch is saying, sir, and they must have some evidence. If they're saying that you were in direct touch with him, they're saying that they recovered 1 crore from him, even that he was giving the two-leaf symbol for sale at 60 crores.
I will go and answer them. What is there? Why you are worrying? I am very eager to know what is happening there.
So you haven't received any communication from the crime branch?
No, not yet. If at all they have said, not yet I received anything.
And you will cooperate with them when they summon?
Yeah, anything from the police I have to cooperate, no?
That's it then on today's edition of 8 PM. Thanks for watching.